The woman took out a small knife and cut open the fruit. Then she gently blew into it. A gentle breeze awakened the sleeping little person. He looked around in confusion. Seeing this, the woman flicked his forehead. Reluctantly, the little person began his work. After a series of complex operations, the little person's life gradually came to an end. At this point, the center of the fruit revealed a seed. And it was exactly what the woman wanted. They then brought the seed to the other side. The woman's teammate picked up a big-headed worm. He pulled off the worm's head. Then he held it in front of his eyes like a telescope. Meanwhile, the woman sailed to the center of the lake at the foot of the mountain. She dropped a drop of clear water onto the seed. In no time, the seed started rapidly expanding uncontrollably. At the top of the mountain, the man looked through the parasite-infested telescope. He observed carefully. Upon seeing a shadow appear at the bottom of the lake, he immediately took out a green insect. Then he plucked the strings of his harp to alert the woman below the mountain. Receiving the signal from her teammate, the woman immediately sprang into action. As the trap made by the woman slowly sank into the depths of the lake, the calm water surface instantly boiled. Countless winged little fishes began to jump out of the water one after another. Finally, a giant flying fish also leaped out from the bottom of the lake, and this was exactly what the woman had come for. The flying fish plunged into the ground. The dust splashed up, obscuring the entire lake. Upon seeing this, the man immediately prepared to help. He opened his briefcase, then he let the insects inside reveal 2 wings. In doing so, the man had a ready-made glider. He leaped from the mountaintop. Then he landed precisely next to the flying fish. He then reached out to stop the approaching creatures, in order to buy time for the woman. Meanwhile, the woman cut open the belly of the flying fish with a knife. Then she directly climbed inside. She had her work to complete here. After the woman's complex operations, the flying fish finally spat out its tongue. The woman immediately retreated. Then she helped stitch up the fish's wound. Afterward, she took a shovel and scraped off the slime from the tongue. Finally, she packed it into a bag. At this point, they considered this step of their work completed. In no time, the fallen flying fish regained consciousness. It plunged back into the lake, returning to the embrace of the water. Meanwhile, the man signaled that they could proceed to the next step. Soon, they arrived at a wasteland. There lies a platypus on the ground. The woman slowly feeds it the freshly obtained secretion. After consuming the mucus, the platypus instantly becomes excited. It starts walking briskly, eventually reaching a critical point. The platypus collapses to the ground. It vomits the mucus, while its tail swells instantly, and then it explodes directly. The powerful impact reveals the presence of a UFO hidden in the sky, and that's exactly what the two were aiming for. Sensing prey beneath them, the UFO immediately extends its tongue. The tongue probes the ground back and forth, until it reaches the platypus. It then proceeds to swallow the platypus whole. Afterward, it returns to its original position, while the poor platypus continues to navigate through its intestines. Eventually, it was expelled. Upon seeing this, the man quickly approached and knocked down the sphere. And that was their ultimate goal for this journey. Without further words, the man immediately stuck his head inside. The woman on the other side did the same. As they intruded, the core of the sphere began to tremble frantically. Eventually, countless tendrils emerged, connecting the two individuals' brains. When the woman opened her eyes again, she found herself in a bustling metropolis, where cars and people filled the streets. People were bustling about. The woman greedily absorbed everything before her. How she wished time would freeze at this moment, because in the next moment, her consciousness would vanish into thin air, like a dream. It hadn't been long ago. The space station where the woman was located experienced a malfunction. The astronauts inside entered the escape pods one after another to evacuate. But in the end, only 2 of them survived. They drifted to an unknown planet. Through their continuous exploration of the planet, they found a way to return. And that method is to use consciousness to return to Earth. From the wound on the flying fish's belly, it is clear that they have done this before. Despite the many dangers along the way, just a glance, even just one look, they feel it's worth it. Because this is their homeland. The place they can never return to.